federally recognised public charity. But its aim is forest conservation, and saving forests right here in Atlanta seems to be a good start, or at least a good continuation from the work that I did over many years in both Africa and in Central America, working in tropical forests, where I picked up a lot of useful hints from very amazing field guides as to how to use a machete. And one of the first things that a log hunter in Belize does when he finds a good piece of mahogany, 15, 20 other hardwood trees that are very valuable there, rosewood being the most valuable. One tree being cut out in '93, I asked the logger, how much was this one tree worth? And it was probably about this time. And he said, well, look, if we get what I think we will out of it in terms of marketable rosewood, it'll catch about $50,000 US on the market. Big incentive to cut this stuff down and cart it off to the market. Anyway, I spent a lot of time in the tropics chasing monkeys and lemurs around, and was confronted by the terrible degradation of tropical forests. Everybody knows about this, and how critical that is in our current global atmospheric situation, because the forests are great at absorbing carbon dioxide, and we need things to absorb carbon dioxide to begin slowing down the process of global warming and getting back to something sensible. So saving any tree is saving the planet, and seems a worthwhile thing to do. Here in the southeastern United States, the southeastern hardwood, terrible suffering from species of fungus, species of insect, and my particular speciality, a species of plant that have invaded and are busy destroying our forest, slowly but surely and at an accelerating rate. Because it may have taken 10, 15 years for the kudzu to grow into this tree right here, but it's only going to take a couple more before it completely overwhelms the tree. And it's already taken out. I've just been having a look in here. There's basically corpses of young trees underneath this kudzu. The southeastern hardwood used to be co-dominated with oak and American chestnut. Has anybody ever seen an American chestnut?
Yeah, Horn Mountain has them and Pine Mountain have them.
Cool. Very, very rare. You ever seen them in flower?
Flower, no.
It's all wiped out by a bug that came in on packing materials, and it was common in Chinese species, and it's a terrible loss, because apart from being a beautiful tree, it had it yielded some of the greatest hardwoods for building. Almost all barns in the southeast were made out of American chestnut, and stood for years and years and years and years and years. It was incredibly resistant to disease. So, tremendous loss of biodiversity. Here in the urban environment, English ivy has gotten away out of gardens and eating up trees. Kudzu everybody knows about. Chinese wisteria, another really bad invasive. Japanese honeysuckle, cut it out 2-3 inches in diameter. It can overwhelm a small tree and kill it. One or two of these invasives might not be such a, it'd be handleable, but between the lot of them, they attack and are defeating our trees at almost all ages. Certainly, the very youngest trees are being lost, so that we've got no forest of the future. We've got remnants of forest of the present. We've got, we live in a forest. Atlanta is, the name Atlanta comes from the name of the forest that we're standing in the remnants of.
What is the name of the forest?
Atlanta. Our city's named after a forest. This is the Atlanta forest. So the school is interested in being able to have direct action effect on saving our trees now, getting out and cleaning as many trees as possible of these invasive species, invasive plants. And as well as getting into the schools and taking, I'll take any kids, but middle school is perfect for taking kids out of the forest, 5th grade as well, 4th, yes, and taking them out of the classroom and into the classroom of the forest, taking them out into the woods and teaching them good science by making examination of the woods, the temperature outside the forest, the temperature inside the forest, the light level outside the forest, the light level inside the forest. Nicely, easily recognizable and conceptualized scientific hypotheses about what the differences are likely to be, if there are going to be differences. Are the differences going to be the same on cloudy days versus sunny days? Get the kids out and examining and using scientific instruments to make measurements, to understand how science works in terms of asking questions. And the science is all involved in understanding how significant our forest is and how important it is that we conserve it as much as possible. So there's direct action. Yeah, let's get rid of these invasives now before the forest completely goes, and let's educate kids so that they'll understand how important it is and grow up to be looking after the forest, and maybe egging on their elder brothers and their mothers and their dads and uncles to get involved, because it's their air that's going to be being produced by what's left of this forest. Everybody understands kudzu is a bad thing, right?
Yes.
There are lots of good things about it. You can get fibers out of it, you can get food out of it.
Don't tell us that now.
But in terms of southeast forest, it's bad stuff.
Like gelatin stuff.
It is not only
Yeah, it's a lot of protein.
decreasing our urban forest ability to absorb pollutants, it's actually a producer of ozone.
Kudzu?
Correct. It's very alarming. Soil scientists have been looking at the amount of ozone being produced by various natural environments, and soil which has got kudzu going. And kudzu not only, I think it's basically chewing up fertilizers so fast, it's doing it inefficiently, and so it's producing a lot of NOx, but it also produces isocrene, which catalyzes the interaction between the nitrogen oxides and O2 to make O3, to make ozone. So when you're knocking out kudzu, you're removing something that's very boring to look at. You're saving trees, which is a good thing anyway. You're saving the tree so that it can absorb pollutants from the air. A large tree like this one, or this one, absorbs 70 times as much pollution as one small tree. So this is equivalent to 70 small trees in terms of its ability to clean our air.
Then what does it do? Does it make the alcohol smooth?
Absorbs it. All the surfaces of the leaves have waxed and they absorb. Plus, they're taking the carbon dioxide and making it into oxygen. Can't beat that. That got oxygen. And so, Ms. Shelley-Mann's Services is the service arm of the Deep Forest Field School. It's been going as a service for quite some time and learning how to do this stuff. And in getting involved with particular sorts of interested community groups. So I love organising and leading groups of volunteers to go into our parks. The current project we've got is going at Kittredge Park, a 32-acre area of woods south of North Druid Hills Road, which is in the process of being made into a park. And while all that city business goes on, the kudzu is growing at 18 inches a day, and the English ivy is growing on the trees. And it's up to us as a community to get together and go in there and support the process. So Machete Man goes out there and takes on commercial jobs and private jobs and will control and eradicate these invasives from your garden or your business or whatever. But most effectively in terms of trying to save our Atlanta forest is getting groups of volunteers together who are interested once a month or so, coming out and learning how to use a machete and heating up. Any questions?
Yay!
Have I been incredibly unclear? Good.